Hello everyone, today we're going to be talking about the new patch notes as well as the new event which just came out, and this event is amazing and I'm going to explain why as well as how you could take advantage of this event in order to step up your game and gear up even faster. So we can see here on my second monitor that we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We've got 5 different events going on right now, and 3 of them are super easy, so I'm going to go over the 3 of them first. First of all, there's an AC scratch ticket, there's the Star Keeper, very simple, there's a new AC scratch ticket. We've got a new fun scratch ticket, also very straightforward, just another scratch ticket. Next up, we have the campaign quest trigger distribution. Basically, we all get a free trigger for the new urgent quest that just came out this week, and I highly recommend you guys to use this with your alliance members or with your friends and do it together and have a bunch of fun. But first of all, you probably want to figure out how to do the urgent quest. I will have a guide on this quest in the near future. Now let's talk about the 2 events that I want you guys to take advantage of. So the first event is enhance your weapon to plus 35, and all you need to do is get a 13-star weapon to plus 35 and you will get a free emote, which is 221 glamour pose. So here's a screenshot on what the pose would look like. And so the reason why I'm so excited is for 2 reasons. One is because if you don't have a 13-star weapon yet at plus 35, that should be your #1 priority in order to deal more damage so that you can do ultimate quests and harder content easily. And the second reason is if you already have a 13-star weapon like myself, then what you can do is you can use this event as an opportunity to set yourself up for future augmenting. So what do I mean by that? If we go over to the tab over here that I've opened, the augment factors, the link for this page will be in the description below. If we scroll down right here, it'll show you all the different augment factors that you can get from the weapons. Now, for those who don't know what augment factors are basically when you get a weapon to plus 35, you'll be able to take off one of these special augments and put it on any weapon you want. You can even put it on the same weapon, and the transfer percentage for this augment is always going to be 100% with one exception, and that is if you are upslotting. So if we come down here, you've got some really nice augments, for example, Sentence Might. So for me, I'm a Katana Braver. I could really benefit with this extra 20 melee power and 4 PP on one affix. And in order to get a 100% chance of getting Sentence Might, I just need to max out one of these weapons, one of these Gix weapons. So it just so happens that the Gix weapon is a 13-star weapon. And once you get a Gix weapon to plus 35, you'll be able to strip off Sentence Might on any weapon you want. So this is very nice for me, and I will definitely be doing that. And so what I did was I went onto the player market to search up which of these Gix weapons was the cheapest, and it just so happened that the fist weapon was the cheapest. So we're here on my main monitor. I currently have 5 mil in my bank right now, right? And we're going to look up that weapon. So product search, we're looking for a Gix, and we're going to do the Desanga. We're going to search that up, boom, all right, search by price, and you can see over here that they only cost around 250,000, and then they go all the way up to 300,000. All right, now that we've got our Gix weapon, we're going to upgrade this and we're going to try to get it to plus 35. So when you're upgrading your weapon, I highly recommend you guys to use the Revulsio weapons that you got. If you don't have any better weapons, of course you can use the Revulsio weapons as your current starter weapon. However, you don't have to. If you're like me and you currently use a Nemesis weapon, which is far better than the Revulsio weapons, then you can use this as fodder in order to upgrade whatever other weapons you have. So in my case, I will be upgrading my Gix weapon, so I just want to lock it so that I don't accidentally, throw it away or anything. Then I'm going to come here, talk to Monica, I'm going to click on Enhance Item, I'm going to find my Gix weapon, click on that, and feed this, say yes, boom, it's automatically going to hit level 10 just like this. Okay, great. Then we're going to break through right here, get Spirited Persistence, boom. Then we're going to upgrade the Gix again. We're going to feed another weapon, so that goes to plus 20. Yes. And boom. Now we unlock Spirited Persistence 2. And now we're going to get it to plus 30. And boom. So you see, I only fed 3 weapons to get this weapon to plus 30. And now we're going to feed the Gix from 30 to 35 with another Revulsio weapon right here. Boom. You can see it goes from enhancement level 30 to 35. Confirm. And we will max it out. And boom. So now that the Gix weapon is plus 35, you will get this notification right here. Augment factor unlocked. If you select this weapon in Affix Augment, Sentence Might will be selectable. So now I can use this weapon as fodder in order to send Sentence Might towards one of my weapons. Alright, now just to prove to you that I can now put on Sentence Might onto whatever weapon I want, I'll be affixing this Gix weapon. Alright, so if we come over here and we go to Affix Augment and we go on to Gix weapon, and let's feed it the Revulsio weapon, for example. You'll see over here that Sentence Might, Spirit 3, Mastery 3, Stamina 3 is possible because that is the combination of these two items. When I do confirm, you'll see Sentence Might has a 100% chance of transferring over, while all of the others have a much lower chance. However, this 100% will go down if you try to upslot. What do I mean by upslots? When I try to add in more slots than the weapon currently has. So you can see that this Gix weapon only has 3 affixes right now. If I try to increase it to 4, it will lower the chances of everything. Alright? And so this is going to be very helpful for me because this Gix weapon is now going to be fodder for a future weapon. So for example, when I get the 14-star katana and I want to put in new affixes in, maybe I'll try to put in 6 affixes and I'll be able to add in Sentence Might, which will add in an additional 20 melee damage as well as 4 PP. So basically what it's going to be doing if I copy the exact same stats here, but I throw in 1 extra affix, is I'm going to get the additional 20 melee damage. So it's going to be plus 155 melee power, and it's also going to give me 4 additional PP, so it'll give me plus 10 PP on the weapon, which will increase the value as well as the stats of the weapon, and thus making me more powerful in the long run. And since I got my Gix weapon to plus 35 right now, I have completed the event, and I'll be able to get that emote on October 14. Okay, so you don't get the emote immediately after getting the weapon to plus 35. Quick reminder, when you get your weapon to plus 35, do not sell it, do not salvage it, and don't use it for affixing until after September 15. So we can see in the asterisk right here, please be careful, as if the item is sold or discarded after enhancing to plus 35 during the campaign period, then it will not qualify you to receive the campaign reward. So you need to make sure you still have the plus 35 weapon until September 15. So after the September 15 maintenance, then you can use the item into your affixing, or you can sell it on the player market, so forth and so on. But before then, hold on to it. This is very, very important. And last but not least, we have the Arks Boost Rally. So for those who know what Ark Boost Rally is, nothing new, is the exact same thing as usual, business as usual. But if you're a new player coming into the game because of the Steam release, let me explain what Arks Boost Rally is in-game. So in order to do the Arks Boost Rally, it is identical to an advanced mission. So all you need to do is come to Rebecca, talk to her, and what you're going to do is click on Subquest, and at the very top you now have Amplified Quest. Amplified Quest is pretty much exactly the same as an advanced quest. However, during Arks Boost Rally, Amplified Quests are the missions that you want to do. So you can click over here and you'll notice that you've got 3 separate missions to do, and in order to complete the Arks Boost Rally, you need to complete all 3 of these in one succession. So you'll start over here, you'll do Underground Shafts. Right after you finish that, you'll do Dragon Altar. Right after you finish that, you'll do Abandoned Mine, and that would be one rally. And what you want to do is you want to do this 3 times. So basically, Underground Shafts first, Dragon Altar, Abandoned Mine, rinse and repeat 3 times. And this will net you 60 star gems. Remember, you need to do them in succession. You don't want to run 3 runs of Underground Shafts, then 3 runs of Dragon Altar, then 3 runs of Abandoned Mine. Do 1, 2, 3, rinse and repeat. 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, okay? Just do it that way. It'll make your life a lot easier. And remember, when you're doing these missions, you have the option to do very hard or super hard. If you can do it on super hard, I highly recommend you guys to complete 1 circuit with super hard. The reason I say that is because when you complete this in super hard, you'll get a new buff. So you can see right now that there's EXP earned plus 100%. And basically, if you do all 3 in super hard, you'll be able to get 160% more EXP gain, which stack on top of your 40% if you're playing with 4 people, and also all the different boosters, as well as the tree buff that you can get from your alliance, and you'll be gaining so much experience from doing this. It also increases your Meseta gain as well as rare item find. So this is a very, very good way to level up. If you're out of silver keys, out of gold keys, maybe you're bored, maybe you just want to play with friends, or maybe you're helping a friend power leveling, running these will level you up very, very quickly. Just remember, in order to access this, it will require capsules. So in order to do very hard over here, you can see right here, payment of 1 advanced capsule A, the second one will require capsule C, and the last one will require a capsule B. And if you're doing it on super hard, it'll require capsules D, E, and F. But don't worry, once you log on, check your mailbox. You'll have 10 of each capsules. From A to F, they'll give you 10 each. So you'll be able to run any of those dungeons on any difficulty you want. But that's not all. When running those Amplify quests, the mobs have a chance of dropping extra loot. So let me show you what the extra loot is. So we can see over here, there's an evolution device, which is the Lily Drum. So this is a mag skin to make your little pet look like this. There is Liberate, which is a weapon camo. This really reminds me of like Kirito, like his dual blade sort of thing. But most importantly, Rising Weapon Badge 3. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about Rising Weapon Badge 3s dropping from these augmented quests, so you really want to take advantage of this. Why is that? Let me show you. So let's say you don't have a 13-star weapon and you don't have Meseta to buy that Gix weapon and all that jazz. What you can actually do with your Rising Weapon Badge 3s is come over here, Rising Weapon Badge Exchange Shop 3, and you can get a 13-star weapon right here using 100 of these tokens. So you're going to be farming the augmented quest over and over and over again in order to get these badges. Then you can use that to get your weapon of your choice. For example, maybe I want this katana because I don't have any better katanas. So I can buy this katana right here. I'll exchange it. Boom, I have the katana now, right? And what I can do with this katana is I can get this katana to plus 30 before I need to feed another copy. So how did I know that? How do I know some weapons only go up to plus 30 and other weapons go to plus 35? And it's really quite simple. You check the second page right here. It'll tell you enhancement level. You can see right here it says 30 is the maximum, which means I can get this weapon up to plus 30 before I need to feed it another copy of the same weapon. While if I look at my other weapons, such as the Nemesis weapon, you can see on the second page it says maximum 35. So let me pull out that Gix weapon that I just upgraded. So over here is the Gix weapon that we literally just upgraded like 2 minutes ago. And if we go on the second page, you can see maximum is 35, which is why I did not need to feed another copy of the same Gix weapon into this in order to max out this weapon. However, for the Homura weapons, you will need to have multiple copies of the same katana. So if you are planning to use the Homura weapons, keep in mind that you don't only need to farm 100 tokens, you're going to need to farm 600 tokens. So it's quite a lot of tokens in order to get this to plus 35, but it is a decent investment if you're not going the Nemesis or Slave weapon path. And the reason I say that is because the Homura weapons later down the line, when chapter 5 or chapter 6 comes out, you will be using this weapon in order to make a 14-star weapon. So having it at plus 35 and just sitting in your storage or using it as your main weapon for now is an okay investment because you will be using this later down the road. However, let's say that farming 600 tokens is too tall of an order for you, which is totally understandable. That's a ton of tokens. You could always go a different weapon path. However, if you are hurting on money and you just need something that you can farm indefinitely and get passively, then the Homura weapons are a good choice. Now, if you don't like the Homura weapons, you can always go the Weapon Badge 2s. So over here, if we go to the Rising Weapon Badge and we go to Rising Weapon Badge Exchange Shop 3, if you scroll to the very bottom, you're able to exchange your Rising Weapon Badge 3s to Rising Weapon Badge 2s. So for each Rising Weapon Badge 3 you have, you can exchange it for 2 Rising Weapon Badge 2s. So once you've got a bunch of Rising Weapon Badge 2s, you can come over here and you can buy a Ray weapon. I highly recommend people to pick up a Ray weapon and get it to plus 35. Keep in mind, as we can see on page 2 right here, that the maximum is 30, which means you're going to need to pick up a total of 6 of the same Ray weapon. So for example, if I got 1 Ray katana, I would need to pick up 6 Ray katanas, which is 600 tokens in order to get it to plus 35. And the reason why I highly recommend you guys to get a Ray weapon to plus 35 is because of the augment factor. The augment factor the Ray weapons give is Astral Soul. Astral Soul gives you plus 35 to all stats, HP plus 35, and PP plus 5. This is an insane amount of stats. At the current state of the game, this is the best soul that you can get, and this has a 100% chance to transfer onto your weapon. You don't need to have multiple weapons with Astral Soul, you just need to have this one Ray weapon at plus 35, and you can put Astral Soul on any single weapon you want, including itself. So you can put Astral Soul on your ray weapon after you get it to plus 35, because you can see over here that my ray weapon, it's only Mastery 3, Precision 3, and Spirit 3. So I can either upslot this and then shove in Astral Soul there, or I can keep it at 3 affixes and have Astral Soul in there somewhere, because plus 35 to all stats and 5 PP and all that jazz, that's insanely good. And another thing is the units. So if you go to Exchange Weapon Badge 3, down here you'll notice that there are no units. However, at Rising Weapon Badge Exchange Shop 2, scroll to the very bottom, you'll notice that you can get Circuit Armor. Circuit Armor doesn't have a set bonus, but it is a very, very strong armor to have. However, it is rather expensive. You need to spend 200 to get each piece. So that is an additional 600 badges in order to get the full Circuit set. So if you plan to go very hard on the amplified missions, then you can really book it and try to get 600 of the Weapon Badge 3s, transfer all 600 into Weapon Badge 2s, that will give you 1,200 Weapon Badge 2s, and thus you can get your full Circuit set and your plus 35 ray weapon. And once you have that gear, you are more than ready for ultimate missions. Anyway, that's really all I wanted to cover in today's video. Hopefully you guys found it helpful. If you did, I would appreciate a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you guys in tomorrow's video. Bye.
What can I say except you're welcome for the heals, the boosts, the